Right. You think retirement means a quiet game of bowls and a nice cup of Earl Grey. Not in Isaan, it does not. Imagine waking up to find your neighbour, a lovely woman who grows the best papaya in the village, now has chicken blood smeared across her forehead. I came here for cheap rent and decent curries. Instead, I got a front row seat to a spiritual underworld that makes the London Underground look like a pleasant day out. The ghosts here do not rattle chains, mate. They possess your handyman and demand whiskey. Welcome to the 5 ancient Isaan customs that will terrify any sane British retiree. Besides, no, that is not an invitation for my ex-wife to visit. Let us get one thing straight. Back in Surrey, retirement meant a clean lawn, a golf membership, and the most terrifying thing you would encounter was a neighbour's passive-aggressive note about your hedge. That was the illusion. Manicured, polite, and deathly boring. Then I moved to rural northeast Thailand, Isaan. Dusty, chaotic, beautiful in a way that makes your brain itch. The heat does not just sit on you, it climbs inside your shirt and starts a small fire. The soy dogs sleep as if they have given up on life. What's more, the spirits, the Phi, they are not folklore. They are the bloody Homeowners Association from hell. The British retiree relies on two things: logic and a stiff upper lip. However, when a spirit taps you on the shoulder at 3 in the morning, your upper lip does a very unstiff thing. It quivers, because in Isaan you do not believe in the spirits believe in you. Besides, they have a very aggressive schedule. So, grab a brew or something stronger. Let me walk you through the 5 customs that shattered my suburban fantasy into a million terrified pieces. Number 1. The Phi Ta Khon nightmare, or the day the phallic ghosts came to town. Every year in a small district called Dansai, they hold the Phi Ta Khon festival. On paper it sounds lovely. A ghost festival. Colourful, traditional, good for tourism. On paper. In reality, you are walking through a fever dream invented by a madman who ate too many fermented fish. Hundreds of locals dress up as spirits, but not elegant ethereal ghosts, no. These are grotesque phallic-nosed skeletal entities with giant wooden swords and bells that clang like a deranged ice cream truck. The masks are terrifying. Long, pointy snouts, bulging eyes, and a grin that says, "I know what you did in 1973. The spiritual mechanics. They invite the spirits of the dead back to the living world for a party. A party! In British culture we visit graves with sad faces and wilting chrysanthemums. Here they dance through the streets, throw water, drink rice whiskey, and the ghosts are expected to join in. Now, here is the kicker for the sane retiree. You stand there clutching your chang, sweat pouring down your back. The noise is apocalyptic. Drums, bells, laughing, screaming. Then you realise the locals are not performing. They are interacting. Old women nod at empty spaces. Children offer sweets to corners where nobody stands. You look around, the only farang for miles, and you suddenly understand that you are the odd one out, because you cannot see them. However, everyone else can. That isolation, that is the terror. You are not afraid of the costumes. You are afraid that you are the only one not in on the joke. Besides, the joke might be your mortal soul. Number 2. Blood sacrifice and village vows. The gardener is now a priest. You settle into your little bungalow. You befriend the gardener, a wiry man named Somchai, who always smiles and brings you mangoes. Lovely bloke. Then one morning you hear him chanting. You wander outside. Somchai, your mango-bearing friend, is standing over a freshly slaughtered chicken. There is blood on his hands, on his face, on a small wooden spirit house in the corner of his garden. He is not angry, he is not upset, he is reverent. This, my friends, is Phi Ta Khon, a blood offering to the village guardian spirit, not a metaphor, not a symbolic gesture. Real blood, a real animal, real belief. Now, the British brain tries to process this. It says, that's primitive, that is unsanitary. Where's the environmental health officer? However, deeper down, a much older part of your brain whispers, what if he is right? Because here is the horror. Somchai did not do this for fun. He did it because last year his rice crop failed. So the village shaman said the spirit was angry. One offering later, the chicken, not the mangoes, and the rains came. Causality? Coincidence? You want to believe the latter? Then you remember your own lawn died last dry season, and you did not offer anything. Now you are terrified that you have accidentally offended a spirit you do not even believe in. That is the genius of Isaan animism. It does not need your belief. It operates on a system of polite bribery. And you, the grumpy retiree, have just moved into a house whose spiritual lease agreement you never signed. Now, I know what you're thinking. Surely you can just ignore it. And I tried, I really did. I told myself, I'm a modern man. I have a passport and a pension. I do not negotiate with ghosts. Then, last Songkran, I accidentally stepped over a spirit threshold without asking permission. The next day, my motorbike would not start. Then my toilet blocked. Then a gecko fell on my head. Coincidence? Probably. Nevertheless, I still went out and bought a tiny bottle of red Fanta and left it by the nearest spirit house, just in case. Do not tell my mates back in Dorset. Number 3. The possession of the everyday, when Auntie becomes a demon. You want predictable? You want quiet? Then do not move to a village where spirit possession is considered a reasonable explanation for a bad mood. One evening, I am watching Thai soap operas, and do not judge me. Suddenly, screaming from next door, appear over the wall a 65-year-old grandmother who usually spends her afternoons napping under a mango tree is now standing on a table, her eyes rolled back, and speaking in a voice that is not hers. She is demanding a bottle of lao khao and a live frog. The frog specifically was non-negotiable. This is cow thigh, when an ancestral spirit or a rogue ghost decides to use a villager as a temporary telephone. The village shaman arrives, not the police, not an ambulance, the shaman. What's more, within 20 minutes they have negotiated with the possessing spirit, the grandmother is back to napping, and everyone carries on as if nothing happened. Now ask yourself, where does the British retiree file a complaint? There is no possession department. You cannot call the embassy. Hello, yes, my neighbour's aunt has been taken over by a forest ghost. Can I get a refund on my visa? The deeper terror here is the loss of agency. In your home country, the rules are written down. Police, courts, councils. Here, the highest authority is a toothless shaman with a bundle of sticks and a very firm belief that the spirit world is more real than your pension fund. You realise you are not a resident. You are a guest. Besides, the ancient landlords do not speak English. Number 4. The Forest of Kalkan, where logic goes to die. Right, this one is for the hardcore. There is a ritual in some Isaan forest temples called Kalkan. Enter in the dark. Monks and lay people walk into a dense jungle at midnight. No lights, no talking. On top of that, they sit alone in total darkness, surrounded by nothing but the sounds of things that go bump in the night. The purpose? To confront your deepest fears, to purge karma, to meditate, while every insect, snake and imagined demon whispers in your ear. The British retiree's worst nightmare is not financial ruin, it is being alone in the dark without a torch. We like rules, we like illumination, we like knowing that the rustling in the bushes is probably a hedgehog. In the Kalkan forest, the rustling is not a hedgehog. The monks believe the forest is full of Phi Ta jungle ghosts. Besides, the ritual forces you to sit with them. No escape, no stiff upper lip because your lip is too busy trembling. I tried it once, lasted 7 minutes. A branch snapped. I shouted, "I'm terribly sorry, is someone there?" Then I ran, a 69-year-old man sprinting through thorn bushes like a startled gazelle. The monks did not even look up. They had seen it 100 times. The ritual breaks you down, not to hurt you, but to show you how fragile your precious logic really is. Spoiler, it is very fragile. Number 5. The unseen legal system, or why you don't whistle at night. You think laws are written in books. Not here. The final custom, the one that generally terrifies me every single day, is the unwritten rule book of the spirit realm. Never whistle at night. It attracts Phi-pop, a cannibal ghost that eats your insides from the liver outward. Never cut down a tree without asking permission from the spirit that lives inside it. Never point at a rainbow. Never wear red to a funeral unless you want the deceased to follow you home. Not only that, but for the love of God, never ever disrespect the spirit house. A spirit house is not decoration. It is a tiny hotel for a very powerful, very petty landlord. I have a neighbour, a German retiree named Klaus. Logical fella, engineering background. He thought the spirit houses were superstitious nonsense. So he moved his bungalow spirit house 3 feet to the left to make room for a barbecue. The next week his air conditioning unit fell off the wall. Then his fridge died. Then a snake moved into his toilet. Now Klaus now leaves offerings every Tuesday, and he is a Lutheran. That is the final breakdown. You arrive expecting a retirement of quiet afternoons. You leave or stay like a terrified hostage, knowing that the shadows in Isaan are busy. They have opinions. They have preferences. Besides, they have absolutely no respect for your British pension. Therefore, here I am, grumpy, sweating, surrounded by ghosts who apparently love red Fanta and live chickens. I wanted manicured lawns and polite tea rooms. I got blood offerings and a shaman who gives better advice than my GP. The question that haunts me, and it will haunt you too, is this: can you truly retire in peace when the spirits do not believe in your peace? When the unseen is more powerful than the seen? When the neighbour you wave to in the morning might be a demon by afternoon? I do not know the answer. However, I do know one thing: I am not whistling tonight. Furthermore, I just bought 3 bottles of red Fanta, just in case. Right, your turn. Have you ever had a brush with something you cannot explain? Or are you all still living in your nice, safe, ghost-free suburbs? Let me know in the comments. Do not forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you really want to. Now, if you will excuse me, some chai just bought me some mangoes. I'm going to eat them and then probably apologize to the tree. Bye bye.